All right, Mikey, start us off, my friend.
Welcome to another episode of Hero Forge.
Oh yeah, dude, that's what I'm talking about. That's the stuff, man. Gets me off. I'm just kidding. Guys,
Whoa.
welcome back to another
I
episode.
like to see that.
You'd like to see me. I love your laugh, man.
Oh,
Holy
man.
fuck. It's so fucking
Oh
funny.
man. Oh my goodness. Woo. I'm just looking at my recording now, and it's just like
Just
nasty red
destroyed
all over
the
place.
levels. Yeah. No worries.
Yes.
What I did with the last one was if we were too loud, I just edited and like changed the levels a bit. It was fine.
Yeah, because some. Oh, okay.
No, mate, you're good, man. But hey, guys, welcome back to another episode of your new favorite podcast, the Hero Forge Show / podcast / whatever. The podcast where we make some original characters for you.
For you.
This is the second podcast, so I'm just gonna go ahead and eventually I'll just write this down and make it a faster way to say all this. But we use a random ability generator and we create a new original character for any of your cartoons, stories, video games, art, whatever you'd like. We help you out. We give you a little backstory. We give you a little world building. And we leave the rest to you guys for free, so that you can take these characters and build upon them even more. And that would just mean the world to us to know that you guys are even doing that. But like I said, that's the premise of the show. Before we start, Mikey, how you been, my friend?
Oh, I've been excellent. Wow. How do I describe, the state of, just pure elatedness that I'm feeling at this moment? This euphoric feeling to be on another episode of Hero Forge.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly how to, just describe, my pure excitement at this moment, but I really do. I feel good. I'm just feeling good. I like to.
Me too,
Yeah, I'm
man.
feeling
Like,
good.
before we started the podcast, me and Mike were just talking about like, we've got like a really good, like a lot of people are really interested in the podcast. We've got a really good following, even right now, and people seem to really be liking this. So I'm really excited about it because I mean, for me and Mikey, it's really fun, like really fun to do this, and
Yes, it is.
obviously the more you guys like our stuff and want to hear it, the more we're gonna want to do it for you. So it just makes us really happy to know that.
Yeah, I'm down for it, man.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So so obviously, if you guys listen to this episode, you already know we've already posted the first episode. I've made a Twitter. There's a Gmail, so on and so forth. What do you think of the thumbnail, or what do you think of the logo, Mike?
Man, I think the logo's, pretty, pretty nice. It does, go against my features just a tad little bit,
Oh, how so?
You know.
Shit, I'm sorry.
No, it's quite all right. I'm more brown than black, but that's all right,
Okay, I'll make you more brown. Don't worry, I can change it.
No, I enjoy my chocolatey features, my caramel melatonin. I really I look a little fat too.
Oh, really? I thought you
yeah.
looked really thin.
Really.
I
my.
look thick AF, and I don't know. I thought you looked pretty skinny, but I'll.
You look pretty serious. I'm just sitting there smiling
Well,
like
'cause that's our personalities, right? Like I'm not super serious all the time, but I am like, let's do some business, and you're like the goofball. You're like the comedic relief that we all need of the podcast.
Aw. Well, I try to be serious with my oh-so sensuality.
I mean, but that I'm showing you to the people how I know you as this super funny, awesome, and happy dude.
Aw, well, I love you too.
Yeah, man, I love you too. All right, so
Let's get this cracking.
let's get this cracking. So, Mikey, why don't you do us the honors?
And press this random generator button. 3, 2, 1, go. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
The power, literally, the power that came up is called cheating.
What?
Yes, it's called cheating.
Okay, what does it say?
Power/ability to cheat absolutely anything.
See, this is interesting. Is there any further explanation?
The power to elude absolutely anything. Advanced version of rule bending, or also called rule breaking. Capabilities. The user can achieve anything just by simply cheating. The user is not subject to any form of rules, laws, concepts, limitations, boundaries, higher powers, or logic.
So what starts out as what seems like a normal, like, oh, I can cheat at this thing, I can cheat at poker, turns into, I can cheat the laws of gravity. Right? That's what it's
Yes.
saying, basically.
That's I'm okay. I'll read the list of applications that you can use cheating towards, and I'm just gonna select a few. How about
Okay.
I give you 5 of them?
Okay.
Shortcut access. So shortcut access. I mean, wow. This is. How do I dive into that? Oh my goodness. I don't even know where to begin. You can teleport, like literally.
That's basically what it is. You open like a little small wormhole somehow, and you're like, boop, alright.
Check this out. Resurrection / immortality.
What the fuck?
Because you can cheat death.
Okay, whoever this character is, they're definitely like a boss battle or some shit, because this is...
Yeah, they're a boss
Holy
battle.
fuck. Oh my god, that's really interesting. I really like this ability.
Logic manipulation.
Okay. So what does that say about that?
So basically, it just says by cheating logic. So I can click the next link to it. Associations. Actually, I'll read capabilities.
Okay.
The user can achieve fundamentally impossible feats on a whim and freely redefine what's possible and impossible. So literally, he has what is the one Infinity Stone called? Is it not the sights? What is that thing called, man?
I don't remember, dude. I haven't seen the Avengers movies in a while.
Well, it's an Infinity Stone that can actually manipulate, reality.
Oh.
Yeah, so
yeah, I know what you're talking about. Okay.
it might be the Mind Stone, but
Yeah.
that's I'm just gonna leave
So
it. at there, man.
basically, this quote unquote cheating is just essentially the ability to manipulate reality itself.
Yes, man. I think that's not fair, but
But we're gonna do it. I think how this should work is the character calls it cheating, but when people fight against him, they realize that he can fucking manipulate shit. So let's just say what it actually is like you said, reality manipulation. But he calls it cheating because he's like or he or she is like a clever, roguish character. Like that's what I'm getting right off the bat. And they call it cheating, but it's actually just manipulation. What do you think? Does that make sense, or do you have a different take on that?
I think that's an actually good approach to it because you can cheat, by making something like, say if we were in a contest together, you and I.
Yeah.
I could cheat by literally, going into the future and actually or going into the past and making my whole thing in front of. Oh no! Oh my goodness! I'm trying to wrap my head around this. I can freeze time and just build say we were in a contest building something together.
Yeah.
But we both had to build the same object or same thing, whatever.
Yeah.
And it had to be the same exact thing, same specification, same whatever. It was all the same for each of us. I'm just talking a lot now. And say I just manipulated time or something. Or I cheated time, or I cheated, the materials, and I just made it faster than you. That would be a form of reality manipulation in my opinion. Or, I would be working faster.
Yeah.
It's I really don't like this one.
We can,
but I like it.
Yeah, I mean, if it's too much for us, we can skip over it and do a different ability.
I mean, the power does have limitations, though.
Of course, if we do this, it's got to have limitations because it's otherwise it would just be ridiculously overpowered.
I mean, the user is unable to cheat an omnipotent being.
Yes. Yeah. So let's say any quote unquote being that has some control over the universe can be like, nah, fam, you can't do that.
Well, yeah.
I think that's
And then,
fair.
and then plus when you think about it, like he would only be able to manipulate things within that universe. When you think about it,
Right. It can only be one that
because
he's currently residing in.
yeah, because the parent reality that he's in
Yeah.
would only have specifications to deal with him in this reality.
Right. Because in another reality, he wouldn't have that ability. So
Yeah.
okay, that makes sense.
So he's got it. I mean, he or she. I mean, I don't know where to start.
Yeah. Wow.
I
Like
don't-
how?
yeah. Like who could even?
This is pretty intense. Well, we already established that there are omnipotent beings, correct, in this
Yes.
story. So I think we could branch off that. We could say this character is like a demigod, basically, but they don't know it.
Ah.
They were born from one of these omnipotent beings, and the omnipotent being didn't know that it had a kid. Okay.
Yeah.
What do you
I like
think of that? I think that's a good.
That's a good start.
Yeah, because otherwise I can't really think of any other any other way. Other than that, like maybe
man.
he's like the epitome of the universe itself.
I mean, now that I think about it, he could be a reflection. Like he could be. Oh my goodness! See, like the only character that's like the only two characters that are coming to mind is Doctor Strange
Exactly.
and Franklin Richards.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's just like, I don't want to go that route, but that's the only way it's like leading me down right now because my knowledge is limited. But still, it's just like
another interesting thing we do is I was watching Family Guy a few days ago, and there was an episode in which Brian and Stewie are trying to time travel, whatever, and they get stuck outside of reality, and they're just in this blank white space. And they don't know what's going on. So Stewie overcharges his like return teleport pad or whatever, and the universe, and they're back in the universe. And what they find out is Stewie looks at his like records and he sees that the graph of energy for the Big Bang and the graph of energy for his explosion that made them go back was exactly the same. So the universe created Stewie so that it could create the universe again, and it just became like a big temporal loop.
oh my.
So what I was thinking was we could do something interesting with this character, that maybe some other higher being, or maybe a few higher beings in general are having a war. They're having a fight, whatever. When two gods fight, everything gets shooken, right?
Okay,
What-
I'm following you.
What if this child was born on the day that said beings were fighting, and they caused a temporary rip in reality? And unfortunately, this baby fell into it.
Or the baby was the only thing to be able to mend the rip in reality.
I'm sorry, one more time. It was the only thing that can what?
Mend, so fix.
Yeah. So like maybe they realized what they were doing and they used the baby, or I don't know. Yes, maybe the baby was the mending thing because it was born literally as the reality was being ripped, so it stopped it from being ripped. Because yes, I like that because reality is still matter to some extent, correct?
Yes.
And the baby is matter. So when the reality rips and then the baby's born, he replaces that. So he himself is like
reality.
a plug for the rip. So he can pretty much rip anything he wants. I
he
like
can
that.
cheat
I like,
anything he wants.
There we go. Yeah, sorry.
Oh my
Dude,
goodness.
Holy shit. Man, we should be working for Marvel or DC or something.
Oh my god.
Fuck.
Like
That was... Okay. So let's rehash this just so that we have it.
all right.
Two or more beings, omnipotent beings, are having a war, and they're fighting, and they cause a temporary rip in reality.
Yes.
The rip is taking away matter. However, as soon as this rip happened, this child was the only baby born on that day, and its matter replaced the matter that was lost in the rip. So in itself, it became the rip itself, or like a plug for the rip, and gained these reality altering abilities through that extremely rare chance. Sound good?
When you mean by extremely rare, you mean imaginally impossible.
Yes.
Okay.
By all accounts, impossible. But yeah.
No,
Dude.
it's possible because we made it.
I mean, of course, but I mean, you know what I mean. Otherwise, but dude, that's a fucking great way to get a power. That was I gotta clap us on the back, man. That was awesome.
That was divine.
Oh shit! I see what you did there. Okay, so just a little bit of world building.
A little bit of world building.
So let's say the two beings that were fighting, they'd have to have the ability, some sort of ability, so that there could be a rip. We could say one is the being that controls. I don't know. We could even say like one's like kind of like the destroyer kind of thing.
The destroyer.
Like one is like takes death for all accounts, and life maybe fighting each other. The essence of death and life are fighting each other.
So you want to kind of take the approach of yin and yang, push and pull.
Yeah.
Okay.
And maybe he's the production of the yin and yang. He's the in between. That's why he can do all this stuff. Yeah.
He's that little line in the PB&J.
Exactly.
That it's just like uber gooey.
The perfect.
Yes,
center.
the perfect gooey center.
Yeah.
Gooey creamy center. Oh my god. Yes.
So the essence of peanut butter and jelly. I mean, life and death are fighting each other.
Yeah, peanut butter and jelly. You know what? We could roll with that too, man.
Hey, audience, if you guys want to do that, go for it. But
Yeah, PB&J just want to battle it out, man. I'm telling you. They even said, "Hey, is this sandwich gonna be toasted or not?" Yes.
Yes.
I love it.
Yes, it is.
Let's call the character Toast. Oh my god.
Toast. His name is Toast. Yeah, that could be like a little like thing, little like reference for ourselves. But okay, I like that. So that's how the ability was gotten, a little bit of world building. So, what time era is this in? Are we doing modern setting, future, past, fantasy? Like, what are you thinking?
I'm thinking, in a universe very similar to our own.
Yeah, but there are like differences.
Yeah, a lot of differences. How about Earth be purple?
Ooh, yeah, dude, that'd be so cool if someone made a comic of that.
Yeah.
Okay, I like that. So,
intergalactic space travel. Let's say like Pluto is like this intergalactic space bus stop.
Okay, that's like I like that.
And let's go with, the distance of the universe has been calculated. Let's go with like a slightly distant future, where all sentient life is kind of like intertwined and interconnected, and everybody kind of knows what the purpose of living creatures and human, like, I don't want to say human beings. I don't. Let's leave humans out of the out of this this realm.
Yeah.
Let's go with kind of like this esoteric utopian like society, and then these omnipotent beings. Let's put them in their dispute, and the dispute actually trickles down to the beings of this universe or this realm.
Okay.
And you choose a side, you pick a side. Everybody is divided. It's the first, and let's say the only war. Yeah, let's call it the only war. That'd be kind of cool. That sounds pretty nice.
Yeah, that sounds like the title of a freaking. That sounds like the title of a comic book.
The Only War.
Yeah.
Ooh.
All right, I like it. So these are very tangible beings. They're not like oh, is it real? Is it not? They're straight up real. Everybody knows them, and you have to choose one side.
Yes.
Okay.
Hmm.
So maybe this character is not necessarily good or evil. Maybe this character starts a new faction of, hey, gray area, come join me.
When the character comes of age, or when the character
Yeah,
is
yeah, yeah.
actually okay.
Of course, not like right off the, not like popped out the pussy and he's like, let's do a revolution. No.
I mean, he could be born in another type of way. I mean,
Sure, why not? I just said popped out the pussy just to be funny, but
oh,
yeah,
well,
why not? But yeah, of course, when it's older, we could say it starts a new. What if they create Earth because it's the perfect balance, or our reality because it's the perfect balance of like life and death?
because there's governing principles
Yeah,
that we have on Earth.
yeah. Anyway,
I like the sound of that.
yeah. Well, we can't build the whole story. We have to pull ourselves back.
Yeah.
If you guys want to use that, go for it. But like that's just our possible. Maybe that's what they do later thing. But I do like the idea of like the character growing up to be like the gray area of literally everything, because that's how it is in this reality, as you said. I like that.
He unites the sides that are torn.
Yeah.
He has mended the broken hearts of his realm. His name is Quando.
Quando. I like that.
I just, that was literally the first thing that came to my
I
mind.
know, but it works. It
I
works.
saw Quattro in my mind, and then I was like, Taekwondo.
Quando.
Quadro.
Yeah. I guess the question is, do they have last names in this world? If not, I guess we don't really need to worry about it.
I mean, Quando
let's keep
of
it-
the Everreach.
Yeah, I like that. Of the Everreach.
The
I'm writing
Everreach.
all this down.
I am such a lame audience. It's okay.
No, you're not. You're
Okay.
not lame. Shut your dirty mouth.
How do you know it's dirty?
Oh, gross. All right. Anyways. Jesus Christ, man. Probably blew out the levels again there, huh?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Awesome. So I noticed we're throwing he around a lot, so I think at this point it's safe to assume that it's a male. Or maybe it's like some in-between gender. This is, after all, not humans. It could be their own thing.
Yeah. They could be neutered. I mean, wow, neutered. Michael,
Wow.
come on, man.
Nice.
You know, they could be. Yeah, they could-
Transitional gender, like they could be either or maybe in this reality there's no such thing as male or female. Maybe there's some other thing.
They could be bees.
I'm sorry,
Yeah, like bees.
like they just have.
Or they just fertilize stuff.
Oh yeah, maybe yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and that's like part of the reason why, you know, they understand, you know, life, and why, you know, the whole realm actually is kind of like intertwined and interconnected on a psychosomatic level.
Oh, interesting. I like that. So instead, they're definitely not humans, but they're almost like plant people in a way.
Like plant people.
Okay, I like that. All right, work with that what you will. So Quando, the quote unquote cheater slash reality changer, the hero of a torn reality, or villain. You know, that's up to them to decide.
Yeah.
Of the Everreach, I like it. Is there anything
Wow,
else you
that
want to
actually
add to the
sounds-
story? I've got to say, I was really worried when you pulled up the ability that we wouldn't be able to do anything with it, but holy shit, we really, really knocked that one out of the park, if I do say so myself.
I mean, that's a fat story. I like
Yeah,
it.
dude. It's hashtag
Excuse me.
thick, THICC. Anyways.
Okay. You're talking about me.
No, I'm talking about this fat story, my friend. Is there anything else you want to add to this?
I think we should have like a warm-up session.
Yeah. What do you mean?
Yeah, so we
like
can,
before we
like,
record?
No, like before, you know, like a warm-up session during the show, and then we lead into like more in-depth.
Oh, okay. So we do like a light one first,
explanation.
and then we actually do like the two heavy ones.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, we started out heavy, but I'll write that down so we do that next time. Okay, so are you ready to do the next one?
I'm ready.
And I apologize. I don't mean to do this. It felt like I took the reins a little bit there. So this next one's all you, and then you ask me for any suggestions or whatever.
All right.
Okay.
I'm pressing the button.
All right, here we go. All right, what do you got?
Oh my. This is nice. I like this one.
Is it juicy?
It's pretty juicy. Even the naming and the title of it, it's juicy.
All right, let's hear it.
Transcendent connection.
Whoa. What does that do?
It's the power / ability to have a connection with any / all almighty, omnipotent, or transcendent power sources.
Interesting. So it doesn't have to be just omnipotent beings. It could be any source at all.
That this power is not fair. Oh, because I'm just thinking of stuff now.
What? What are you thinking?
You have a connection with any / all.
Yeah.
Well, what does the connection mean? Okay. So I think like the connection kind of means like a sense of higher consciousness.
Well, what does it? Well, what does it say that might help us? Because I remember last time you said there was like some parameters or uses or whatever on the bottom.
Okay, like here's capabilities.
What does it have to say? Okay.
The capabilities say a user has a connection with any / all almighty, primordial, omnipotent, or transcendent power sources. Okay. This allows them to have complete understanding and knowledge of anything and everything. Some users may even have such a deep connection that they can tap into a transcendent power source and use its power.
So if we do develop this further, I think a very interesting thing to do with this is that the thing said that they can know everything and everything, correct?
Yes.
In every story, any sci-fi story, fantasy, whatever, when someone has found out everything, the meaning to life, everything, what usually happens to them, Michael?
They usually disappear.
Either that or they go crazy. So I think a very interesting thing for this character to be is just straight up batshit insane. Possibly. Also, they said they have the ability to, like you said, a higher conscious, but also some sources to actually tap into that energy and use it.
Yes.
So at that point, it's like, how does that work? Do they have to like ask that source if they can do it? Like, hey, Death, can I use you and just kill people around me for no reason? Or like, that's like, what I'm confused about the most, I think.
Well, if they can tap into a transcendent power source and use its power, I mean, it's just like turning on a switch.
Okay.
So, I mean, I say this person technically has the ability, I don't want to say to control, but to be able to borrow, from like a reserve. So,
what we could do to make it fair though is that they have to sacrifice something, offer up something in return for using that source. That can make it more fair. Like to put a little bit of a cap on it. What do you think? I watched an anime a long time ago called Darker Than Black. Have you watched it?
No, I have not.
No. Basically, in this weird town, I'm not going to explain it too much, but a lot of people have abilities that, like, one person can, like, call, like, the storm, or one person can, like, make their skin, like, hard as iron. But the catch is every person has made a contract with some higher being. They have to offer up something every time they use it. They have to do something in return. So one person, every time he used the ability to fly, he had to break one of his fingers as an offering.
Yikes.
One person has to eat cigarettes. One person, but some things are really late. One person just has to finish like a whole like can of soda or something.
That's pretty dope.
So like, yeah, it's a great anime. You should check it out. But that could be a way we could keep it fair for this character, is to give them like they have to put some kind of offering up if they want to tap into a source. Like they can commune with a source, fine, but if they want to tap into it, they have to offer up something in return.
And that seems legitimately fair.
Yeah.
I'm going to give her the name Asaria.
Asaria. Asaria.
Oh, that's simple enough for me.
Yeah, that works for me. Okay, so so you okay? You're okay with this, with there being a limitation, then, correct?
Most definitely on all powers, yes.
Okay. So who is Asaria, and why does she have this ability, Mike?
Asaria was born into a rich family,
Okay.
given everything that she needed, everything that she wanted. She was the daughter of a High Lord, and her mother, unfortunately, died young, and her stepmother came in to... Oh, you know what? Let me just start off. Let me restart that one. Asaria was a daughter of a High Lord.
Okay.
And this High Lord, he ruled the land that he was in, fairly.
Yeah.
He was just, he was a good guy. He was, honorable.
Yeah.
But the thing is, he grew tired of his wife that gave him Asaria. Of course, Asaria's mother ended up disappearing after a time.
Yeah.
And Asaria, grew to want a mother's love again.
Of course.
She gained a stepmother, through the liking of, Asaria's father.
Yeah.
And let's just say the stepmother didn't take a liking to Asaria.
Okay.
So what Asaria has done, let's say Asaria is, because she senses, this uneasiness and she can't get, what she wants from her father as much as she used to anymore because her father is more concerned about his own life at this point. Asaria, tends to try and get rid of her new stepmother. And she wants to do it not in, a murderous fashion or not in an assassination. She wants to do it so everybody can just easily move on and past in a way.
Yeah.
And me, I love high fantasy. Yeah, so I'm going the route of high fantasy.
Okay.
Asaria, actually she goes to a blood witch.
Okay. Interesting. We're bringing
And
blood
she-
magic into it.
So she seeks out this blood witch in order to, be rid or technically obliviate her stepmother.
Yeah.
Because her stepmother is trying to get rid of her as well.
Yeah.
So what not the stepmother. What
Blood witch.
what the blood witch does, she actually gives Asaria, an ointment that if she rubs it on her father's temples, then her father will be able to forget whoever he sees first.
Yeah.
Asaria does just this, but she puts too much ointment on her father's temples.
Yeah.
So he's forgetting everyone that he meets as soon as he wakes up.
Yeah.
And so Asaria is forgotten, the stepmother is forgotten. All the guards and the kingsmen are forgotten.
Jesus.
And because, this man is so honorable, he's like freaking out, like, why are all these strangers in my house? He goes to everyone what it appears to be like mad.
Yeah.
And so instead of Asaria, standing up for what she's actually done, she runs away.
Yeah.
And so who's there to, claim all the fortune? The stepmother. Because she was wed to him.
Right.
Now, what I'm trying to get to this is that, like, the point I'm trying to get to is Asaria has finally lost, like, everything that she had. She can't go back home. So she seeks out the witch again.
And it was all by her own doing, which I think is the
Yes.
interesting thing.
Yes. I wasn't even paying attention to myself. That's sad. So let's just say that Asaria, she seeks out the Blood Witch again, and she says, all I want to do is go home and take what's mine, because this belongs to me. And so she finds out like the Blood Witch is like this shapeshifter, transmorphing mutant type thing, and she changes into like this strange deformed like white horse. Now there's like symbolism of like white horses mean death, white horses mean in other cultures mean like the coming of the Antichrist, and it's like really trippy, like all the symbolism behind like a white horse.
Yeah.
So proceeding forward, she makes a pact with this thing. So literally this Blood Witch is kind of like the embodiment of death, coming death incarnate.
Yeah. Jesus.
And then just Asaria she makes now I'm like I hate it when this happens to me, because now I've hit a rut. I need you to add in on me.
Okay.
Like she's about to make this pact with this horse, and
well, as you said before, this horse is, or Blood Witch, whatever. You said it was the embodiment of death, correct?
Yes.
And it's giving a blood
and
contract.
And all things are connected to death.
Yes, all things.
Yeah.
So, what ends up happening is the contract appears, and she's so distraught by everything that's happened to her. She's like, she doesn't have time to read it. She just wants to, save her father and fix what's happened. So, she signs it without even taking a glance at what the contract says. The contract basically states that she has to work for death. Now, not necessarily as like Death's assistant. She's not like the next Grim Reaper or whatever. What this does is Death is giving her the ability to commune or transcendent connection. Meaning, as you said before, death comes for all.
Mm-hmm.
But death is still a physical entity, like you said. And all physical entities hunger, they want, they need, they have vices. This Blood Witch / Death has become sick of having to go and kill and have to go and do all the work by herself. She's like, or it, I guess we don't know if it's necessarily male or female.
Let's stick with it.
Yeah. It's sick of having to do all the work by itself. It's like, why did the universe give me this job to do itself? So, it grants the ability to commune with any transcendent source, you said, correct?
Correct.
Okay. So, using this ability, Death wants Asaria to basically find out, using other sources, when people or entities or even higher beings are going to die and report back to the Reaper or Death.
I say you just sparked something in my brain.
Let's hear it.
I say, how about Death is also angry?
Explain.
Death kind of doesn't want to be in this position because, it's kind of being overworked at this point.
The Hades complex.
Yeah, the Hades complex.
Okay.
But Death can't solely, go out against, Death can't, just solely go out against, the other entities of this realm.
Yeah.
Or universe or whatever we're working with.
Yeah.
So it's going to need a certain type of conduit,
Ooh, yeah.
So instead of, like Death just being one whole piece,
mm-hmm.
That works in this like, one linear faction, now it can parabolate. Because now there's two endpoints working in different directions.
Yeah.
So there's like the main source, and now you have this hub, and or like you have this remote location that's actually doing more work instead of just being in one focused area.
Right.
Now it's spread out, which is a really interesting concept. And now it's not just, and when Asaria, she begins to communicate with like, you know, these higher like these these transcendent, omnipotent and these transcendent power sources. Like, hey, let's kind of like relate this back to our previous episode. Like, what happened if she's communicating with a creature like Gaia, you know, or she's communicating with like a nature type force or power source. You know, the nature type power force would be able to recognize that it's death talking, but it'll sound, you know, unfamiliar for some odd reason, because it's, you know, this true original source that kind of has this additive to it.
Yeah.
So I kind of see like this story going in the direction of, you know, a lot of talking and a lot of really interesting dialogue and a lot of philosophical quotes and stuff, like, definitely, going forth, because it's more so about the communication and like seeing who actually wanted to pit death into this position, or trying to like uncover like why death is so angry, or, you know, why death has this Hades complex like you mentioned earlier, or you know who's really pulling the strings of the universe, man.
Right. Right.
You know, fight the power, man.
Well, I think we should leave it there, but as for her story, Asaria, definitely the contract is like, okay, your kingdom is fixed, your dad's back, your aunt will be ostracized, or not aunt, sorry, stepmother will be ostracized or whatever, but she can never see them again. Asaria becomes invisible to all her loved ones.
Ooh.
Like, other humans can see her, but any loved ones that she had prior to this contract can no longer see her.
And if she ever falls in love with anyone, she has to sacrifice that person, or she becomes invisible to him. Or day by day, you know, whenever she gains a type of relationship with someone, and it goes beyond, even if it goes to the level of friendship, like she can have an associate, she can have a comrade, she can have somebody like accompany her on her journey, but like once it becomes like a friendship or something that's truly meaningful, then like they start to like see less and less of her,
because death wants her to know the feeling of complete isolation and having to do everything yourself.
Yes,
I like it.
I love that. I love it.
All right, well, I think we should leave that there. Anything more than that, and I think like we already like built that one a lot. Anything more than that, and I think it will get too extensive. But I really, really like that one, dude. We still have like an extra like 10 minutes. I try and aim for like 50-ish minutes.
Okay.
Do you want to pop out a quick one?
Sure. That doesn't sound appropriate, but okay.
Oh, come on, goddamn.
Getting kind of quiet over there for me, man. I mean, you said pop out a quick one. Hey,
come on, man.
I mean, just like I heard some ruffling and some tufflings.
Rufflings and tufflings. I think I might call intercourse that from now on.
So you want to ruffle and tuffle?
You want to do some ruffle and tuffling in the?
You want to ruffle and tuffle?
Oh, Jesus.
That's all right, man.
Tell you what, you be the ruffle, I'll be the tuffle.
If you could say it fast 3 times, you're mine.
If I can what?
If you could say it fast 3 times, then I'm down, man.
Ruffle tuffle, ruffle tuffle, ruffle tuffle, ruffle tuffle.
Oh.
All right, you're mine now.
I love it.
All right, man.
Ready for the next one?
Let's get a quickie in here.
All right, a quickie.
Yes, I did that on purpose. Anyways.
Now this one is intriguing. It might be hard for me to pronounce.
Okay.
Oh my. Nope. There's actually a very familiar character that we all know and love who actually has this power. But it's called quintessence force.
Okay.
Which is basically the power / ability to generate pure energy.
Okay. So what are some things you can do with it, I guess?
The power to generate limitless amounts of energy from one's own body. Capabilities. Oh, come on, phone. Just load for me, man. User can generate their own energy instead of always depending on the energy around them. The energy produced can be utilized for a number of uses, such as enhancing their own physical or mental attributes to superhuman level or above. Applications: energy manipulation, energy generation, and self-sustenance. Self-sustenance. My bad.
So they don't need to eat. They can just... Because, I mean, what is eating except getting energy to make your lungs and body work? If you could have limitless energy, you could just feed that back into yourself. You never need to eat or anything. Shit.
Yeah, that's not fair.
This is pretty much a god. I don't know, man.
Actually, like, you want to know the character that's actually that was like the first pop-up
Yeah, let's hear it.
that has this power? Static Shock, man.
Really?
Yes.
But it's not limitless. I thought it was just electricity.
It's static. DC can generate his own electrical energy.
Well, fuck. Dude, I love Static Shock. He's so cool.
Wow. Let's do this, man.
So...
Well, this is a young black boy, you know, with dreads. You know, he grew up.
Are we just gonna make another Static Shock
I'm just
except it's
messing
just pure
around.
energy? So clearly, this character is very overpowered. So we don't want to build their story too much. But how did they obtain the ability to just spawn energy?
Explosion. I'm just leave it at that.
Explosion.
Explosions.
So
We got 3 minutes. Start throwing stuff out, man.
It's okay if we go a little bit over, dude. It's not a big deal. So first thing is whoever this person is, they got caught in an explosion,
Boom.
and instead of disintegrating the body, it actually absorbed it or something.
Boom.
We could say, I don't want to go too much into X-Men territory, but we could say that this person is a mutant and they don't know it until they're put into an explosion.
Boom.
And instead of
Boom.
going boom,
Boom.
he realizes that he can do that stuff. I don't know.
Boom.
Another thing is he could be an astronaut,
Boom.
and she. I keep saying he or she. They
He or she.
are an astronaut, and there is like a mishap with like a black hole or something,
Boom.
and it teleports them into the center of a sun. And
Or
if you study,
how about we go... Oh, no. Keep going,
No,
please.
go,
Excellent.
Go for it, man.
I was just going to say, let's throw him on a Titanic situation. You know, it's a whole ship, like a whole spaceship of people,
Yeah.
you know, headed towards the sun, you know, really dramatic, really, you know, just everybody is going to die type situation.
Well, here's the interesting thing that I'm thinking. If so, in physics and stuff, if you go towards the sun, one, you'll be ripped apart. Two, you'll just burn, right? Now, here's the thing about black holes. Now, I did a lot of research on this before, but technically, you would be ripped to shreds before you even made it close to a black hole. But
Sure.
if you could make it in at a certain angle, you come to a point in the black hole called the event horizon.
The event horizon.
Now, the event horizon is where all reality changes. Because
Like in the movie.
what movie?
There's a movie called Event Horizon where it's a horror film where a lot of people they go into the black holes.
Yeah.
They take one end of the black hole and then they take another end of the black hole to get across the universe faster.
Yeah.
And so what ends up happening is, you know, reality changes on their ship, but reality stays regular.
Yeah.
And it's really trippy. It's a very scary film.
I'll have to watch that. But that's basically what black holes do, because they suck in all light, and not even light can escape it. That's why technically you wouldn't even be able to see a black hole.
Hmm.
But if you go in one at the right angle, technically you come to the event horizon, which anything happens. All reality, all rules are thrown out the window. Anything is possible there. So my theory is this. Like you said, in the movie they use it as a wormhole. What if it was a Titanic situation and they realize they're going into a black hole? Now, it's a black hole, they can't do anything. So they're trying to save people, they're trying to get some people away. And what ends up happening is they go into the black hole. And because reality is shifted on this ship, and the laws have changed, the wormhole actually drops them right into the center of a sun.
Oh my.
Now, because the reality has changed and all physics are now thrown out the window, instead of burning up and shriveling or whatever, something miraculous happens.
They all become jazz singers.
Yes. The sun they go into gets compressed down to such a small infinite point, kind of like how a black hole would work. That let's say it merges with this black hole and it creates what's like the reverse of a black hole. So a black hole takes in, absorbs everything infinitely, right? So the opposite of a black hole, theoretically, would be something that spews out energy infinitely. Now, this character on the ship just happened to be at this right exact point where all the energy got compressed and combined.
Okay.
And then they become the conduit of this new astronomical thing. They basically become this infinite star, essentially. What do you think?
That's very intriguing, actually.
It's a very sci-fi-esque route to it, but I think that's a good way of explaining how he can just spew out endless amount of energy.
Oh man, you know what? Now that I think about it, it's kind of like, wow, no, because this is diving into territory of the greatest. Oh man, see, a lot of people give this game a lot of flack, but I really enjoyed the Infamous games.
Oh, dude, I love the Infamous games. They're so good.
And that's kind of like how those with the conduit gene worked.
Yeah, they were at the exact point.
Yeah, they were at the exact point.
Yeah.
And then they took the energy of those around them.
Exactly.
Along with like some type of burst of energy, and then, they begin to use it for their own good. But the thing is, their energy supply isn't limitless.
No. They have
this
to
guy
absorb
got his
it, right?
This guy got his energy from a sun or a star.
A sun and a black hole together.
A sun and a black hole together. So it's technically limitless.
So,
oh man, that was gold.
Yeah, dude, I think that's a really good place. And like not to mention, this character is very interesting because it could turn into a very, very powerful, angry god, or just a really normal person that wants to live life on their own and not be, Anyways, I think it's a great origin story. I'm sorry, I took the reins again, didn't I?
I was glad. I was listening, and then plus I did have a few disturbances. So,
all right, well,
I'm sorry about that.
No, dude, that's completely fine. Well, dude, I think this was a really good episode. Very philosophical, very sci-fi-esque episode this one was. Which, you know what? I'm okay with that. I think it's very cool. But, yeah, any thoughts? Anything you want to add?
Join us again for another episode of Hero Forge.
There's that sexy voice again.
I miss you already. Okay.
I miss you too, dude. Join us again. Next Monday, when the next episode will be going up. This one should be going up on Monday the something. I don't know. Anyways,
Monday the something.
Something. But yeah, I hope you guys really enjoyed our episode. We got really spacey, very sci-fi-y, and I really enjoyed that because I'm a huge nerd for that kind of stuff. Very theoretical physics up in here. Thank you for joining us. As always, like, comment, subscribe on our YouTube channel, or give us a shout out on Twitter at Hero Forge Pod, or email us at heroforgepodcast@gmail.com. If you guys end up adopting our stories, characters, whatever the hell you want, and you don't have to do exactly use exactly the stories we made, because we did go a bit extensive on it. So if you guys want to edit your stuff, go for it, whatever. But let us know. We'd love to see what creations you guys make from what we've spawned up for you. Link us to anything you've got, or if you just want to say hi and let us know how you're doing or have any suggestions for the show, feel free to tweet at us or email us. Michael,
Please say hi.
Yeah, please. Come on, at least say hi, guys. Come on. Mike, do you wanna plug anything?
Plug what?
Did you want to direct anyone towards your Instagram or Facebook or Twitter,
you guys don't want to see those things.
Well, maybe
it gets weird on those things.
Well, maybe you can have them. Maybe you can plug your Wayne Warrior.
Yes.
Information.
You can. Well, we'll just drop a link below.
Yeah, that works. Michael is working on an amazing comic, which I myself helped a little bit on. And he's working on it, and you can check out all of his stuff at these links that I will post in the description. So definitely check that out. You can check me out. I have my personal Twitters at Hysteria0. Or you can... Oh, I don't have my own website yet, but eventually I'm building my own website, and you can check out all my stuff there as well.
If you want to check me out on Instagram, I get lonely. It's basically just Michael, MichaelSeaton, Michael Seaton _.
There you go. There you have it.
I'm a simple man.
Well, thanks again for joining us, guys, and I had a really good time this episode, Mike. What about you?
I love you.
You love humans? What'd you say?
I love Smooth Jazz V98.7.
Dude.
Detroit.
I miss Smooth Jazz channel. They turned into a hip hop channel now. I'm gonna fade this part out. That seems to be our outro thing. Is just fade out our conversation afterwards.
I'm stopping now.
Okay, same.